I'm not sure exactly where to start. We're going to be on page Tov Shin Gimel. Tov Shin Gimel. Let me see if I got what to drink. Okay. And we're going to go down to, I want to read this number, Mem Vov, that's down below, and maybe Mem Zion if we have a chance. I don't know where that one is. I see I made a mark, but I didn't really get into it. If we go over to, I'm looking for the word Amnon. Here it is. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10 lines up from the bottom of the right column. So it says like this. The dilemma that we got into here is that it's really a kind of like a little bit difficult to understand how it is that the Yud, K, and the Vav actually is or is not manifest in Zair Anpin. And so he had said that the K Vav part of it, we could trace that back as a direct relationship between Erich Anpin and Zair Anpin. But on the other hand, what about Chochmah? The Chochmah of Erich Anpin. Well, but it's not, it is manifest or it isn't. And so they said, well, it's a hint. Actually, it's a hint to it. So I'm not sure what he's talking about. If we take this word Adam, Amnam, Adaim Yihir Be'efsharos Lomar, so it's possible to say, she is Allah HaChochmah HaTachtoina L'mal. So I don't know exactly, we're in the middle of this, trying to see what's going on. And the problem is that this Yud is not, they say it's not manifest down below, it's hidden. So his Hatachtona L'mala B'Chochmah Elyon, it's like moving up, V'tizake V'tizkasha B'Shorsho, and as a result of that, it's able to tie itself onto its root, B'Zecha Be'en Kefida. Now, what does that mean? We're not strict about this? B'Hiyo She'en HaChochmah Elyon Yered is the Manta. So we say, well, it's only a one-way deal. And what does that mean? He says, well, it means that the Chochmah in Zair Anpin is seeking the source of where it comes from, but it's not saying that the source where it comes from is building the Yud of Zair Anpin. That's not saying that. What does that mean? So it doesn't do that. So it doesn't go up. Let me see. I'm losing track of how I work here. 1 second. The hiskasha b'shorsha, the tie itself, it doesn't go up. It doesn't go down either. So how do you develop a chochmah Zair Anpin? If it's not the Zair Anpin desires to go up, and it's not that the Chochmah there desires to go up and miskasher its source, and if it's not the other way around where it's coming down and building the Yud, how does it work? In fact, that they come together. In other words, how to come out, how to appear here. The Zair Anpin. So how could it be that the Chochmah Zair Anpin believes Shorish doesn't have a root? I mean, because everything has a root. You, me, everything, all souls, every spirituality. So he said, the remez behind the sod v'yetzer. So this offhand, I think we just have to really look at this and see what it says. It's actually, there's only a remez to it. And that remez comes from the phrase v'yetzer. So v'yetzer is kind of sounds like it's formed, or it says a double yud in it. As behind the episode Ramos, this is the secret of the hint. She'ein shnei yudin elo. The Chochmah Elyona v'Tachtoina, between the two of them, shall shame Yud K Vav K. Ela remez, there's only a hint to it. Ramos akosov al sod Erich Anpin, so there is a remez here from the pasuk in regards to the secret of Erich Anpin, davka be'esa atzilus, specifically at the time of atzilus. Golamba the b'shas atzilus Chochmah Zair Anpin, or the so Zair Anpin is going to appear, right? So he says, Kolomba de b'shas atzilus Chochmah Zair Anpin nitlis beremez b'Chochmah the Erich Anpin. Besod his chavrus beis yudim, and it's a secret. This doesn't really make this clearer for me. It says besod his chavrus beis yudin shel yetzer. Now yetzer, I'm assuming that it means to make something. So that there are two yuds in the word yetzer, which means to make the second yud. The two yuds appear together. Shehem besod yichud yud ilo b'yud tato k'd la'el, and we talked about this. So does it make sense? I'm not sure. So try to get some help here on number Mem Vav. So he says Mem Vav inyan yichud shel beis yudin iloi v'tatoy shel v'yetzer nizboyer ba'orech. So they get into it. La'el. He says where was that? That was in Siman Yud Os Aleph, etc. B'shem or Yakor Ein Sham. Now, what did the or Yakor come to tell us? He says, "V'niz Bayer Sham, Chuhu Tachlis Seyichud Bein Chochma de Erich Anpin LeChochma de Zair Anpin." Fine. So then that phrase, in other words, it's no direct connection. It's just that the two yuds appear together. Is that what he's saying? V'na'atach b'mixas l'shanoisach b'zeh l'shon. Let's see if we can get something out of this. V'hainach b'inyan v'yetzer. Double yuds. Mora vadai al yichud Erich Anpin v'zer Anpin tachlis yichud. So ultimately they appear together. So because the problem that you have here is that he says it's a remez, it's only a remez, but you have to have a shorish for anything to come out. So he said v'zer Anpin tachlis yichud that one is actually inside, because the word v'yetzer really is just one sound, that asa, that seri sound, v'shnei shemos kululam yachad, and it's actually that he's saying that they're always together. So let's translate. He says that they are joined together, they're incorporated in each other, in one. Ki ma shehem yud mocha de Erich Anpin sham. Let me see if I can see this better. I can't see the nikud. Okay, let me see if I can get this a little bit better so you can see it. So he says, a yud mocha de Erich Anpin, that's a comment. Sham chachachba koduma dahainu yud de shemet de Erich Anpin. And they appear together with the yud mocha de Zair Anpin, which is the muach of Zair Anpin. So let me just read that last sentence again to see if I could. It seems to be like it's important. The Hainu Yud de Shema de Erich Anpin, the Yud de Haku de Zair Anpin, Chochma Bekoma, or Chochma in its place, Tarvaichu Chad, and you see that they actually appear in. I guess he wants to say what? That the Yetzer is a concept of creating something. And so you have two yudin together. There is a yud inside of the yud. It's always there. Okay, I'm not sure that I'm hearing this exactly. The old cause of sham v'zel l'shon. Let's see if we get something else. When the yichud is coming from chachma, az hakeser meir besod yud elyon shel v'yetzer. So he says that. Let's just, again, when the Yichud is from the side of Chochmah, I'm not sure what he means by the side of, by a Yichud b'tzad ha-Chochmah. I'm not sure what that phrase meant. Oz ha-keser meir b'sod yud elyon shel ha-yetzer. The Horas Chochmah al yonah to show you the Chochmah al yonah de Erich Anpin, B'tachtoina, that it actually is also the same thing, or I don't know what, B'tachtoina, B'choch B'tachton de Zair Anpin. They're the same thing, which was to say, V'ein habina mapsekes, and there is no bina in between the two. It's not Yud K Vav, it's Yud Yud. Trying to get this. Ein Sham Ba'orech, so you'd have to go over there, see it really in detail. Mihu im kol zecha muvurkan, so even so, okay, with all this, it explains like this. Ki yichud beis yudim elu yichud gomor ela remez bilvad. That's the statement we've been saying. So the fact is that in the process of creation, I think that's what he means. He says that two yuds go together, and they're always like that. Or what? V'lo v'choya yichud lehedya. Rak kedugmas base osius hey o vav the shem avaya. So it's not like they're two separate ideas. V'lo V'lo hava yichud lehedya. It's not a complete tied together for the upper and the lower. I think he means rak dugmas base osius, which he says rock, right? Rock dugmas base osius hey vav the shem avaya the hosam hare os achas, because there you don't have two letters appear. So os achas of os achas ne'lemes, and there's a hidden letter inside. You don't need to spell the yetzer with two yuds. So he wants to say it's like an echo. So I don't know. I'm trying to understand this. Ki b'shas gesivis Hashem yesh rak os he o vav achas. There's only one. You don't have two. V'hidei yichud gomor kazeh ein bechem yud d'shem havaya. But when we're doing the yichud, you don't have the yud d'shem havaya. Shahare ein bo b'beis yudin, because they don't have two yudin. Ki milu yud hu vav dalad v'lo kanal, like hey, like that. Is that what he means? Vav, like that. Not sure, but he's trying to help us, trying to understand that. Okay, so that's the answer. If I could paraphrase it, in creation there are two yuds that appear together, and there's no explanation for the reason why it should have to be two yuds in it. So the second one is really a part of the first one. I guess that's what he's saying, but I can't quite get it. Okay, let's go to the next one, number Gimel. So let's see, Rei v'Pirush Talmud, Shehevi kan Pirush b'Shem the Ramak. So, okay. So he's a Chavuhu b'Ofen Acher Katzat v'Pirush Or Yakar the Ramak, because we were just learning the Or Yakar, where we threw in lots of things in there, hard to understand, 100%. Reba Ha'ara, so we went into the Vizel Dashon Dasham, Amaj Amr Vav Le'ela Vav Letat. About those? Pirush Ramak, Ki Osius Havaya, because the letters that come from Yud K Vav could be Milui Ben, say for example, and here he shows it to Yud Vav Dalet KK Vav Vav KK. Kolulos Osius Acherim Kamosam, they have incorporated within them other letters, like themselves. What do you mean, the duplicate? Kikashakosim hey, because here's what he wants to say. When you write the letter hey, gamma milui, and there's something to this also, the fact that it's the milui of Ben. So he said, Kikashakosim hey, gamma milui shalo, it's also going to be a hey if you're dealing with the name of 52. The same thing of Vav. Vav automatically in that situation comes out to be two Vavs. So what? So what do you got? I mean, Yud doesn't do that. So Va'inyan hu ki osius rishono shal shem, the first letter of the name Havaya, Mora al Tiferes. Well, so you could say Havaya is Tiferes. So that is, what does he mean by that? Zair Anpin v'yesh od Havaya and the Elam. There's another one that's hidden. So Osius Hashniyos Shal Hamilui, which is the other part, the natural extension of, say, the Hey or the Vav, has a Hey and a Vav with them. Vav hu kazev, Vav v'Havaya, the Vav Havaya, I guess that's what he's saying, and the Elam, which is hidden there, Alatika Kadisha, that's the part that's hidden in Atika Kadisha, which is Erich Anpin. V'Omer Yud La'elu, Ba lo ishtatef achra v'lo salek b'chadach b'remiza the ramos. So that's our remiza, back to that idea. There is no, let's read again. He said, V'Omer Yud La'elu Uba lo ishtatef achra, there is no other Yud. You don't have Yud, it's Yud, and the extension is Vav Dalet. There's a hint to it because of the Vav and the Dalet is also a Yud, but that's only a hint to it. It's not the actual letter itself, so that it become more physically attached. So below solid remiza the ramos, and that we had an idea, an example of what that remiza could be. Let me just check the time and see how we're doing. What time did we finish today?
45.
Oh, so we had a lot of time here. So let's keep going. So he's about remez the remez ki kol shar shlosh osius shehem hey vav and k. Kol them osius kamosim. So that when you say them are the natural way that they're written, they're going to have a duplicate go along with them. Masha kain with the yud shehana elam hamilui hu vav dalid. So he says Hana Elam, the Milui, which is part of the idea Yud with its, which is the Vav Dal, which is another Yud, but it's not a physical Yud. Yud, you have to add it up. Shehem Rak Gematria Yud, below Yud Mamish, but it's not really a Yud. Rak Bederek Remez, I don't know. What is it? Vidal. Dal Vidal Lashonov, is that Dal Lashonov? So let's go to the next one. No, it isn't the next one. I'm sorry. That's a different one altogether. Let's go over here and let's try to understand this. Now, that part was a little bit easier to understand. The first one was a double yud. And this one has a yud, but it has another yud, but the yud is composed of different letters for the Vav and Daled. Let's see what Mem Zion says. Hinech a bevor b'kan b'shem a remak. The osius amida hanaralom b'shas haksiva, when it's hidden, when you write a yud, you don't see the other two. Heim shal shem havaya de Erich Anpin, ve'ela osius arishonas aniglach b'ksiva shal shem havaya de Zair Anpin. Achein, let me see, I read that wrong. It says ve'elu osius arishonas aniglos b'ksiva shall shem havaya the Zair Anpin. Achein b'divrei ha'or yakar hanal, what we have the mavur, the hedya, the hefach. It says it the opposite of this. The osis hamilui hu b'Zair Anpin, that the milui is in Zair Anpin. So that would it be the hey up one up above, one down below, like that. Ve'elo b'osis rishonos hu b'Erich Anpin is in the first part. So the double hey, the first one Erich Anpin, and then like that. Zulus os yud with the, okay, so what we've been saying, with the exception of the yud. The yud doesn't have a duplicate. Shaar os is, it doesn't go like all the rest of the letters, which have a duplicate. Elahula hafach. The milui vav dalid hu be'Erich Anpin. So he says this. He says it's really an Erich Anpin. Va'os yud rishona hu b'Zair Anpin. Now I don't know how we got to that, but let's see what he says. So he says milui. So he's making a statement, I think. He's saying the milui, that is the letter which is the milui, like the double hey, the double vav. He says that the milui is going to be manifest in Zair Anpin. The first part is going to be Erich Anpin. So once again, he says vav dalet hu be'Erich Anpin, v'os yud rishona hu b'Zair Anpin. Ein sham. So it's the opposite in this case. V'chein reba or yakar. Let's see over there. So the shona kazechem b'mazger b'piv. He says like this: hey. So as you say it, you automatically hear the second hey. So he says achas remozes bekeser v'chashniya b'Zair Anpin ein sham. So we look over the adkan ein sham. Look over there. Now here's a little bit more here. I don't know if there's anything on the next page. Nope. Okay, so he said v'rei gamba Benezer Yisrael. I'm trying to read his. I didn't look at this name before. The Koznitz, is that Koznitz? That's the Koznitz Sharav. Al Zohar Khan, which is in the Zohar here. Shabir Gam came al Derek Zerab. This is what he says. Masha Kosa v'Sifra Tzniuta. Belo Osius the Ravavaya. Haino, these letters of the Yud Vavke. Remez b'Ravavaya the Ben. Okay, well, he said that previously, because that Yud, and then he spells it out, Yud Vav Daled, KK Vav Vav KK. The B'Yud Ein Bo Yud Osius bar remez. So the only way that you can get to, I read it wrong, Ein Bo Yud Ochra, he prints it Ochra, bar remez. The only way that you could figure it out is that there has to be some remez to it, a hint to it within the original Yud. So that the milu is going to be vav daled, which is a yud again, the Zair Anpin, which is the adding up of Zair Anpin. Aval ha'or yakar, but the or aval behei, excuse me, behei hey kavar yesh hey osius, the osius the Zair Anpin. So there is going to be just a regular straight hey. Adkan. And before or yakar, he says what the osius hamilui ku b'Zair Anpin, that the milui is in Zair Anpin. Below Pirush Talmud, like the Hanal Shehem Bo Erich Anpin. So okay. Umihu Masha Mavor Bedavarov the Gam Milu Evolv Dalit Hu Bezer Anpen Zehu Delo Ko or Yakar Canal. So I think that's all that I have here on this right now. It's still going in a kind of confusing thing about what is a hint. What is a hint and how does it work? So we'll probably hear a little bit more.